A very good morning, viewers. Today we are taking up a topic to cope with life's uncertainties. Every one of us has ups and downs in life. Some of them can be quite serious. So, how can we deal with them? One of the ways of dealing with adversities which impact us badly is acceptance or managing to live with it, tolerate it. Let's understand a bit more about this subject, which is not discussed too much. Each one of us has challenges. There are uncertainties in everybody's life. We get frustrated. Sometimes we feel helpless. However, most situations can be changed through our thought process change with consequent actions being implemented. This is a fact. This is a wonderful book which I have read, and also videos are there on that. You can watch it. Dr. Wayne Dyer, it's a single hour, not 2 hours. He talks about how we can change our thoughts and beliefs and change our life, how we can change our narrative and change our life. Some of you may be interested in that. The rest of you can continue to watch this wonderful video. First point is we have to understand that in this world, some things cannot be changed. COVID cannot be changed. Truly evil people cannot be changed. What is happening in this world where people, instead of opening up, are closing down? Nations like US are closing down. They don't want outsiders inside. Whole of Europe is closing down. They don't want, they're in fact incentivizing people whom they have welcomed in the past to go back to their countries. These cannot be changed by us. We have to live with it. But what happens in such cases? Say it's COVID. We had COVID recently. And sometimes we come across truly evil people. Is it true that people are really, there are evil people? The answer is yes, may not be too many. Most of the people in this world are a bit negative, bit positive. It's like that. Between very good people and very bad people, the large majority is somewhere in between. But there are truly evil people, in which case, how do we deal with them? All is not lost. Some mitigation is required. Sometimes just common sense is enough. Anybody can see that's the answer to that. But we can't see it because we are stuck in that. And some practical action can be taken to mitigate it. Sometimes, however, there's nothing to mitigate. We have to just accept the inevitable. We'll understand how we can accept better. Acceptance is not really very easy. My own experience is that it takes years to be able to accept, and that also with some people or some instances we may find it very, very difficult to accept itself. However, the way to make it easy is first be aware of the worst case scenario and journal it. Journaling it is very important. Writing it down. When we don't write it and keep it in our mind, we are prone to miss out many things. The moment you write it down, you will find the intensity of that event or that person's what harshness will reduce. Next, take care of yourself at that time, especially when you are weak. Follow a healthy routine, like getting up at a fixed time, maybe doing a bit of meditation, going for a walk. See that you've got getting adequate rest, sleep. If you're feeling sleepy, sleep extra, exercise every day, and see that you have adequate and nutritious food, not too much, not too less. One of the things which I have found is extremely useful is making a list of achievements in your life. Maybe you can break it up into before 10 years, before 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, etc. Just break it up into some bits so that you can go back and think what were the achievements in your life and also the joyous moments where you are very happy, you are excited, you rode the cycle for the first time, you learned how to throw a frisbee, you went to the mountains, saw snow for the first time, you topped this class in singing, you went for a debate. There can be so many achievements, so many joyous moments. Along with that, also write who supported you, who advised you to achieve, who shared the wonderful moments with you. Write all the positive events in a listing. This itself will give you a sense of pride in yourself, which is very important. And also know that life is not so bad. Practice deliberate gratitude with 2 to 3 people every day. Sometimes we take people for granted, our parents, for example, our friends, our juniors, our seniors, we take them for granted. We rarely actually express genuine gratitude. We may just say thank you mechanically, but that's not what we are talking about. Genuine gratitude is if I want to say, tell Vignesh, who has been with us for some time, he's the person who enables all these videos. If I want to tell Vignesh how grateful I am, what I should say, Vignesh, I am very happy that you are with me. Because of you, we recorded 40 videos in quick time. You were always willing to make changes. You would work late and see that your work is done. You displayed your sincerity. Many times you learned new skills like how to use Canvas. You knew only PPT. You learned how to navigate the website. In such a short time, I found you to be very dependable. Now, if you were Vignesh, how would you feel? You would feel wonderful about this compliments, which are all genuine. That is what I mean by deliberate gratitude. Note down at least 10 things about the other person and then fix a time and share it with them alone. This can make accepting bad things which have happened to you very easy, but it can be done slowly at your own pace. One of the things which is very important in life, and it's a principle, Buddhist principle also, is that all of us are complete as we are. None of us are deficient. We are born fully full. Accept yourself as you are. All the plus points you have, all the negative points you have, and as you are not, very important. All of us have made mistakes. Some of us hundreds, some of us thousands, like me. Forgive your past mistakes. You're a human being. You can make mistakes. Forgive yourself. Only when we can accept ourselves as we are and as we are not, and forgive our own mistakes, we can forgive others. That same compassion which you have for yourself, have it for others also. There is another slide on compassion itself on this site. I would advise both compassion and empathy are wonderful slides to watch for you to improve as a human being. Limit unhealthy addictions, especially when things go wrong. For example, binge eating, watching some serials in the TV, watching news, which is generally very negative. Social media can grip you and keep you within it and make you a zombie within no time. Video games are similarly very, very addictive. They are designed to be addictive. Build support systems. What is a support system? Those people with whom you interact. If you are interacting with people who are very negative, all the time complaining, all the time finding fault with others, then it's very difficult for us to get out of our difficult time. We need people who are non-judgmental to be around us, good people around us. In case it is serious, please seek counseling or therapy. Everybody finds some resistance while doing this. I can't say everybody, most people. But remember, counseling and therapy is just like having a cold or a cough. What do you do at that time? First, you try to manage yourself. When it's not manageable, go to a doctor. He tells you what to do. Counseling or therapy also is similarly placed. Don't look at it as something which is very negative. It's not that we are mad that we are going for counseling. The stresses of today's life, some simple things if you do, you can change it yourself. Mindfulness and relaxation. We are all agitated when things go bad, when things happen which by accident or otherwise. If we are silent, we are with ourselves without doing anything. That itself is a very good way of relaxing and becoming mindful. Meditate. There are lots of tools available on the net where we can learn how to meditate. I have chosen Vipassana as the way of doing it because I was lucky enough to go for a training session in 2018, I think. Stay active with movement. Don't sit in one place. When you go through any traumatic things, don't sit in one place. Move around. Go outside. Go to the library. Go to the garden if there is anything. Green has very good. Look at the sky. Go to a park. See the people walking around, laughing around, children playing, anything. Sometimes even games are useful, like chess, bridge, Sudoku, whatever. Whatever keeps your mind occupied but is not addictive is something you can look at. There is something called working above the line. Those of you who have not heard of this can pause your video for one moment and look at Googling above the line working. When you do this, please do it right now. And when you do it, look at the images which are there. Look at those which are there above the line. Look at those which are below the line. The opposites are there. You have one which says excuse, blame, deny, and on top there is take responsibility, be accountable. Hope you are able to see all this. Also, now that you have seen this, you can go anytime and look at this as a way of bringing positivity into all those situations which you can imagine. I have found that while setting goals, one of the very powerful ways of setting goals is add purposes which are beyond yourself. For example, for me, my purpose at the age of 42 was to create leaders, to take care of 50 underprivileged children education, create 50 leaders, make the law of this country, indirect tax law of this country simple. These were types of purposes which I found. They wowed me. They made me inspired myself. I was proud of it. And you know what happened? Most of it I was able to achieve. I've created more than 700 leaders. If I look at the number of children we are supporting in small and big way, it's more than 5,000 today. The law is certainly being contributed to be changed by me, but I am not the parliament nor the drafter of the law. But small changes are happening due to that. Helping others can be liberating, especially when we are going through difficulty, and it provides a perspective that there are people much worse than us. Only when we look at somebody like that, there is a problem. For example, a person was walking in the street and he didn't have chappals. So he was thinking, cursing himself, I don't even have a footwear. Then if he just came across somebody who didn't have legs at all, he had lost his legs in some accident. At that time, he felt, at least I have legs. So it's only a perspective. When we see people worse off, our pain reduces. Sometimes we are so much caught in our own, stories. The frustration doesn't allow us. We feel guilty. We feel overwhelmed with the situation that we can't look at any solution. At that time, one of the ways which I learned in Landmark is step back and feel what happened at that time. Whatever happened, it would have been quite bad, but step back and get into that feeling. And when you get into that feeling, you will get new thoughts. You will get possible solutions, possible alternatives. When we do all this, as we said earlier, accept what cannot be controlled or changed. That you'll have to go back to, how can I accept better? Buddha says, sometimes our expectations are the cause of lot of difficulty. Our expectation of too much from others, our expectation of too much from the universe, maybe that is what is a problem. Therefore, Buddha says, trade that expectation for acceptance. Accept things as they are. Whatever is happening, it is good. It's not only me who is getting impacted. There's an example of 3 Ps. Whatever is happening to me, is it permanent? Is it never going to change? If the answer is no, then there is hope. Is it pervasive? Is it there all the time for me? 24 hours of the day, 30 days of the month, is it there? No. Then okay, then again we have hope. Is it personal to me? Am I the only person suffering like this? The answer would be no. Thousands of people are there who are suffering. So acceptance is not so difficult. So can we trade expectation for acceptance? Accept the things as they are. Live in the present, as they say. So we have a small article also on the same subject. Please feel free to go to that subject also, to the article. There is much more content there. Remember, this world is full of information. There are thousands of videos on this subject itself. This video is only a collation. I've tried to put things which I've learned in my life, as well as some of the good thoughts from various, what I would say, great thinkers of this century or even past centuries. Thank you very much for attentive listening.